Let me start by congratulating you. Being a person that I know, not much, but closely. You worked with Magu when you were consulting, and you also worked as his chief of staff. Later you became a secretary, and now a pastor. I don't know when you became a pastor, but along the way. Now, I have two questions, but before I do that, I want to make some small clarification as the leadership on the behalf. This much talked about Section 2.1 is being misinterpreted in the sense that it is talking about a certain qualification or equivalent. Looking at the CV of the person standing before us, as I said, he has been in the system for 10 years now, or in the EFCC, and even being the secretary. I don't think there will be any other equivalence of experience than that. So that should settle the issue of Section 2.1. My question, actually, is that the institutions responsible for fighting corruption includes the NFIU, the FATF is, you are a member, or the EFCC is a member, even though it has no statutory body. The EFCC itself, and the ICPC, the DSS, looking at what they are doing now, and the police, of course, the CID. And when I looked at the laws establishing or detailing the responsibilities of this organization, I find it so many places conflicting. The NFIU was under your organization when you were there, and you are also there when it was removed. And you are also there when an act establishing it as an independent agency was passed by the National Assembly. Point of order. The responsibility or even the law establishing your agency and that of FIU, which is now domiciled in Central Bank. In the Section 6 and 7, you are supposed to be working also with the Central Bank, but NFIU was under the, and as I said, from what you do, there are conflicts. So that takes me to my first question. The purpose or the reason why EFCC was established in 2002 during the government of Obasanjo was because Nigeria was excluded for non-compliance as one of the 23 countries that are non-compliant. You know that better than myself. Now that we are in there and NFIU is established, with these responsibilities, which was in the EFCC Establishment Act, don't you see conflict there? That is one. Secondly, now takes me to my second question. I see the powers you have in Section 6 and 7. The silent one there is the most important, and that is the unexplained wealth order. I'm happy you have talked about being preventive instead of being reactive. Every time I have a problem with anybody, I'll just write a petition to EFCC, especially we politicians. Before you know, EFCC will call the reporters before you arrive and they paint you black or even red because that's your color. Before you get out of that, your children, your family are embarrassed. We got a situation where when we are campaigning for a position, I won't mention, the person we are campaigning for was invited to EFCC on a frivolous matter, and it was in the papers. Now, the second question which I ask is that this now gives us the chance. You are saying that we should cooperate. We promise you that we will cooperate with your agency, if confirmed, to take more preventive actions. The countries that are leading the NFIU, that is Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK, USA, and even Canada and Zimbabwe, you know, have the unexplained wealth order. And that is not conviction. If you find Rolls Royce in Rolls Royce, you call it, in leader's house. You
mean minority leader's house?
Minority or let me use example of myself.
Or minority leader.
Why are you insisting on minority leader? Okay, minority leader. Now you have a cause to quietly invite him and find out how or where did he get the money to buy Rolls Royce. And if he explains to you, that is the end of the matter. If he cannot explain to you, you quietly take that is the forfeiture you talk about. But instead, as I was doing my research before you came in 2022, you left in August this year, isn't it? In 2022, you are flagging over 200, is it 2,000 something convictions? But all is minor crime that if you add up, does not total to one crime, financial crime committed by an individual, which I will not mention, and then the EFCC allowed him to go home on a self-recognition. All they could do was, getting to 1 year now, all you could do, or you could do, was to recover 10% of that money. What will you do, Pastor, as God-fearing person? These are the two questions. Thank you.